the Honda BRV, the second generation of Honda's MPV SUV kind of a vehicle. It competes with the likes of the Hyundai the Grand Creta, which is by comparison quite expensive, and also I guess you could say the Renault Tiber and the Suzuki Ertiga. But this BRV is more than an MPV, to be honest. It's actually more of an SUV lifestyle vehicle. But let's get into it. Wow, it has really grown up, and I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't hate the Mobilio, which is what it actually started as, and then it became the BRV in the first iteration. I didn't hate those, but they felt like cheap and cheerful, and they felt like they were competitors for the Avanza. And guys, do we like the Avanza? Do we though? Every time I get an Uber that's an Avanza, I'm like, ugh. Anyway, completely beside the point. So this iteration of the BRV feels great. The other ones, the Mobilio and the previous BRV, they were okay, but they were like cheap. They were cheerful, but cheap. This one is still like quite pocket friendly when it comes to the SUV, MPV, the crossover market. They'll never say this is an MPV. They're trying to market it as an SUV, but for me it's more of an MPV. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I think this one, while still being somewhat pocket friendly, it doesn't have that like. It's got hard plastics, but it doesn't feel cheap. It just feels like good quality hard plastics, and that's fine. I'm not here for leather or Alcantara. I'm here for things that can wipe down really easily. Because guys, when you have kids and teenagers and just you live that family life, you want materials that are practical and that can clean easily, to be honest with you. Someone's going to leave half a hot dog back there and it's going to squish, or half an apple or whatever, and you're going to want to be able to clean it really easily. So I'm okay with the non-fancy materials that can clean easily. Speaking of being practical, of being a practical review, we had 6 teenage boys in this car recently and they fit with ease. And while I don't think they would be comfortable over a long distance, I think that for short distances it's perfect. And let's be honest, we are not going to take 6 teenage boys on a road trip, on a long distance road trip anytime soon. I really hope not. But I think for our little family of like 5 humans and 2 fur babies, we could do it. Maybe the fur babies won't enjoy the long road trip, but I think that we could do a nice little getaway, and I think it would be comfortable. But we haven't tested that, and we didn't put our fur babies in a test car, just FYI. Car's locked. Keyless entry. Push to start. CVT. I did take this to Stodels though, for some seedlings and soil. And as long as you fold the seats forward, not all the seats obviously, as long as you fold the rear seat backs forward, which I'll show you in a minute, there is enough boot space for a good Stodels run. I bought a couple of bags of soil and a couple of seedlings, and it handled it with ease. With ease, guys. Other things to know about the BRV includes what's under the bonnet. In this one, it's a naturally aspirated 1.5 liter engine. It's got 89 kilowatts and 145 newton meters of torque. Now, those numbers are fine. No one's gonna be doing any robot dices in a Honda BRV. The engine is mated with a CVT box, and I know people don't like CVTs. I have no issue with CVTs. I'm just like anything that's automatic and I don't have to change gears, sign me up. But this CVT is actually kind of drony when you try to accelerate. So I'm going to try to accelerate now to give you an indication of what it actually sounds like. So just give me a second. Let's see. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that? Even if you can't, it drones quite loudly. Not a fan of that. but it's not a make or break thing. I only really need that when I'm overtaking or trying to get up like Durbanville Hill or whatever it may be. So it's fine. Here's the boot. A little bit dusty. Apologies. And then you'll see there's not a lot of space. There's not a lot of space here when the seat backs are up. But we'll put the seat backs down. And for that, you just go here. You do this. Yeah. Oh, you push it. And it's down. Let's do the other side. And it's down. Now you'll see, I mean, I wouldn't call this flat, would you? It's quite a thing. But it is what it is. And you get more boot space when the rear seat backs are folded down. And then when they're up, you'll see there's like each row has like cup holders and storage space. Cup holder, storage space. In terms of what you get as standard in this model, this is the elegance model, so it comes with quite a bit of like nice things. This is the top of the line, and it has a 7-inch touchscreen for the infotainment system. It's got, I said infotainment system. It's got Bluetooth connectivity, obviously. It has aircon, which all cars have these days, to be honest. All new cars. I mean, what car doesn't come with aircon these days? And it's got a engine start, which I always like. It's always a fun thing to have. And it's got keyless entry. I'm just listing all the things that I can remember off the top of my head that make my life easier. Automatic windows. There's a lot of safety in here, obviously. There's collision warning. Did not use it, but I know that it's in here. Collision warning, and then when you put in the indicator to turn left, you get there's a little camera that like pops up. I mean, the camera doesn't pop up, but it like shows you what's to the left of you. Just so that you don't like knock into like a cyclist on your left or another car if you're changing lanes, etc, etc. So yeah, that's pretty handy. Look at that. Look at that camera outside there. Isn't that a fun, nifty little thing to have? So the starting price for the entry-level version of the BRV is around like 380,000, which is not a bad price, and it goes up to plus minus like 460,000 at the time of reviewing the vehicle today in November 2022. And to be honest, I think that's really competitive pricing, and I like it. If you're shopping in this category, I think you have to go check it out. And that concludes my very practical review of this Honda BRV. I don't know how many times I can say BRV, but that concludes my review.